pilings under the Thibodeau place are sinking again. Third time this year, which, look, I've been building and fixing houses in Terrebonne Parish since I was 16. That's 22 years of mud and cypress and telling people their grandfather's construction methods don't work anymore. The old-timers, they drove pilings 8 feet down, called it good. But the water table's different now. Everything's different now. 3 weeks of rain, the kind where you forget what dry feels like, and now half of Bayou Petite is 6 inches lower than it was in April. I'm under the house with my nephew, my brother's kid, teaching him how to sister in new support beams. The boy's name is Landry. 17, thinks he knows everything because he watched some YouTube videos about construction. I'm making him hand me the cordless drill instead of using the pneumatic because down here in the crawl space, you don't have room to maneuver if something goes wrong. Safety, I keep telling him. He keeps rolling his eyes. Uncle Bo, this smells like ass, Landry says, which, yeah, it does. Smells like low tide and sewage and something else. Something I don't have a word for. Like when you find a dead nutria that's been in the water too long. That's swamp gas, I tell him. Methane from decomposition. Means the water's been sitting stagnant under here. I'm shining my Maglite, the big 6D cell one I bought at the Lake Charles Walmart in 2003, into the crawlspace corner where the smell's coming from. There's standing water. Black water. Thick like coffee but with the sheen on top, like motor oil but organic. Natural. The water's bubbling. Just little bubbles breaking the surface, pop, pop, pop. That's not right, I say. Not to Landry. Just out loud. Because in 22 years of crawling under bayou houses, I've never seen water bubble like that without a broken gas line or a sewage backup. This isn't either of those things. Landry's looking at his phone. Of course he is. Uncle Bo, Aunt Nicole's texting. Says come by for dinner, she's making her gumbo. Nicole, my sister-in-law. The only reason my brother Garrett married her was because she makes gumbo that tastes like our Mamir's recipe, and that's a reason as good as any. They live about 2 miles down Route 665, the house with the blue metal roof that my brother refuses to let me fix even though I've told him 6 times the fasteners are corroding. Tell her maybe, I say. We got 4 more houses to check before dark. The emergency alert sound goes off. Both our phones at the same time, that god-awful shriek that sounds like robots screaming. Landry jumps, hits his head on a floor joist, curses in French the way our Mamir taught us not to, but we all do anyway. I pull out my phone. The screen's smudged with mud and sweat, but I can read it. Emergency alert. Swamp gas contamination detected in Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes. Avoid standing water and low-lying areas. Remain indoors when possible. Do not allow foot traffic through flooded zones. Swamp gas, Landry reads over my shoulder. See, I told you it smelled like ass. Since when does swamp gas need an emergency alert? I'm already backing out from under the Thibodeau house, my knees protesting because I'm 38 and crawling around in mud isn't what my body wants to do anymore. Come on, we're checking on Mrs. Thibodeau, then heading home. Mrs. Thibodeau, Evangeline, but nobody calls her that, is 81 years old and refuses to evacuate for anything short of a Category 4 hurricane. I've known her since I was a kid. She used to give me and Garrett homemade pralines when we'd ride our bikes past her place. She's standing on her front porch now, arms crossed, watching us emerge from under her house covered in mud. Well, she asks, house gonna fall down or what? Pilings are holding for now, I tell her. But you got water accumulation under there. Black water. I need to come back with a pump, get it cleared out. Black water. She's got this look on her face. The look old Cajun ladies get when they know something you don't, but they're deciding whether to tell you. My husband, he used to say black water comes up when the swamp's angry, when we disturbed something we shouldn't have. I don't believe in swamp spirits or angry water. I believe in hydrology and soil compression, and the fact that we've had 26 inches of rain in 3 weeks. But I also don't argue with 81-year-old women who've lived on the bayou longer than I've been alive. You see that alert? I ask her. Saw it. Swamp gas. She spits the words like they taste bad. That's what they're calling it. Swamp gas don't make people sick like what I've been hearing about. What have you been hearing? Evangeline Arsenault's grandson, the one who works for the parish, he says they got people coming into the clinic in Houma with skin problems. Bad skin problems. Started yesterday after the Broussard boy went swimming in the retention pond behind the Dollar General. His mama said his legs started weeping. Just weeping fluid like it was crying. Landry's looking at his phone again. Uncle Bo. Mom says come now. She says it's important. The way he says it, the way his voice gets quiet, that's when I know something's wrong. Mrs. Thibodeau, you got someone can stay with you? A neighbor? I got my shotgun and I got my rosary, she says. I'll be fine. You go check on your family. We're loading the tools into my Ford F-250, the 2015 with the bad transmission I keep saying I'll fix but haven't, when I see the footprints. Someone's walked across the yard since we got here. Big boot prints in the mud, heading from the road toward the back of the property, where the crawlspace access is. The footprints are filling with something. Not water. Something black and viscous. It's bubbling up from the bottom of each print, like the ground itself is bleeding. Like whatever's under the mud is pushing its way up. You seeing this? I ask Landry. He's staring. That can't be swamp gas. Get in the truck. I'm driving. Too fast for the dirt roads, but I don't care because my brother's wife said it's important, and the footprints were filling with black ooze, and the emergency alert said, don't allow foot traffic through flooded zones, past tense, like it's already too late to warn people. My phone rings. Garrett. My brother. Bo, he says. His voice is wrong. Tight. Scared. Bo, something's wrong with Nicole. Her hand. The skin's, Jesus Christ, Bo, the skin's coming off. Where are you? Home. We're home. I called 911, but they said they got too many calls, they can't send anyone. They said quarantine in place. What the fuck does that mean, quarantine in place? I'm 5 minutes out. Keep her hand elevated. Don't touch the affected area. Do you have gloves? Dish gloves, the yellow ones. Use those. Don't touch her skin directly. I'm coming. I hang up. Landry's looking at me. He's 17, and he's scared, and I don't blame him because I'm scared too. Because my sister-in-law's skin is coming off, and the footprints were filling with black ooze, and somewhere in the back of my mind I'm remembering what Mrs. Thibodeau said about black water coming up when the swamp's angry. The road ahead is flooded. 3 inches of water across the asphalt, typical for after heavy rain. But this water is wrong. It's got that same dark sheen, that oily look, and in the rearview mirror, I can see more footprints appearing in the mud beside the road. Lots of them, like people are walking through the bayou. Like something is walking through the bayou. Uncle Bo, Landry whispers. What's happening? I don't know, I tell him. But we're gonna get to your mom and dad, and we're gonna figure this out. I'm lying. I know I'm lying. Because whatever this is, it's not swamp gas. And the footprints filling with black rot, and the water bubbling under the Thibodeau house, and my sister-in-law's skin coming off, it's all connected. It's all the same thing. And I don't know how to fix it. But I'm gonna try. Because that's what I do. I fix things, even when I don't know if they can be fixed. For minutes. That's how long it takes to get to Garrett's house. I'm doing 60 on roads meant for 35. Landry's gripping the door handle. Not saying anything. Smart kid. I can see the house ahead. Blue metal roof. Elevated on concrete blocks. The yard's flooded. Black water everywhere. I'm pulling onto the shoulder. Parking on the road, because I don't want to drive through that water. Stay in the truck, I tell Landry again. This time he doesn't argue. Garrett and Nicole's house sits on concrete blocks, elevated 4 feet off the ground, because my brother learned from Katrina, even though we're 60 miles inland. The yard is flooded. Not unusual. What's unusual is the color. The water's not brown bayou water. It's black. Completely black. And it's moving wrong. Too thick. Like it's got weight to it. I park on the road because I don't want to drive through that water. Don't want my tires tracking whatever that is up to the house. Stay in the truck, I tell Landry. That's my mom. I know it's your mom. That's why you're staying here. I need you to watch the road. Anyone comes by, anyone at all, you honk the horn. 3 times. Got it? He nods. His hands are shaking. He's trying not to show it, but I can see. I'm crossing the yard on the elevated walkway my brother built last summer. Pressure-treated 2x6S on concrete footings. Good work. Solid. But as I'm walking, I'm looking down at the water, and I'm seeing things floating. Not debris. Not branches or trash. Shapes. Dark shapes moving under the surface. Could be fish. Could be nutria. Could be something else. The front door opens before I reach it. Garrett's standing there. My little brother. 2 years younger than me, but he's always been bigger. 6'2", works for the Parish Road crew, arms like oak branches. Right now he looks small. He looks scared. She's in the bathroom, he says. Bo, I don't know what to do. The house smells like bleach and something else. That smell from under the Thibodeau place. Rot. But not like dead animal rot. Swamp rot. Organic decay smell that gets in your sinuses and stays there. Nicole's sitting on the closed toilet lid. Her left hand is wrapped in a yellow dish towel, the Chinette brand that tears easy. The towel is soaked through. Black fluid dripping onto the bathroom tile. Not blood. Black. Viscous. "Hey, Bo," she says. Her voice is steady, but her face is white. Shock white. "Sorry about dinner. Don't think I'm gonna be making gumbo tonight. Let me see it." She unwraps the towel slow. Garrett makes a noise behind me, low in his throat. I don't blame him. Her palm. The skin is, it's not there anymore. Where skin should be, there's just raw tissue. Muscle. Tendon. But it's not bleeding. It's weeping. That black fluid seeping out like her hand is crying oil. And around the edges where there's still skin, I can see it moving. Liquefying. Slowly turning from flesh to that black slurry. "What did you touch?" I ask. "Nothing. I was watering the garden this morning. The tomatoes in the back. I slipped in the mud. Caught myself with my hand. Just mud, Bo. Just regular bayou mud." "How long ago?" 7 hours. Maybe 8. It started as a rash. Then blisters. Then, she looks at her hand like it belongs to someone else. It doesn't hurt. That's the weird part. It should hurt, but it doesn't. Just feels cold. Really cold. I'm thinking about the Broussard boy, swimming in the retention pond, leg weeping fluid. I'm thinking about the black water under the Thibodeau house, the footprints filling with ooze. "Garrett, you got hydrogen peroxide? Rubbing alcohol?" "Poured peroxide on it an hour ago. Didn't do anything. Just mixed with whatever that is." My phone buzzes. Text from Landry, someone walking on the road. "Stay here. Keep that hand elevated." I'm moving to the front window, looking out. There's a man walking down the middle of Route 665, walking through the flooded section. I recognize him. LeBlanc, first names. Eugene. No, Etienne. Etienne LeBlanc. Lives about a mile down the road. Works at the marine supply store in Houma. Mid-50s. Wears Saints jerseys year-round. He's walking slow. Real slow. His work boots are splashing through the black water, and each step leaves behind a footprint that starts bubbling, filling with that thick black fluid. And his arms are hanging wrong. Loose. Like the joints aren't working right. "Garrett, come here." My brother's beside me at the window. "That's LeBlanc." "What's he? Is he drunk?" "Look at his face." Etienne LeBlanc's face is wrong. The skin's gray. Not sick gray. Dead gray. And there's black fluid running from his mouth, dripping down his chin. His eyes are open, but they're not tracking right. Not focusing on anything. He stops in front of the house. Just stops walking. Stands there in the flooded road. The water's up to his shins, and where the water touches his pants, I can see dark stains spreading. Like the water's soaking into him. Or like he's soaking into the water. Then he starts walking again. Toward the house. "Lock the door," I say. "It's all ready." "Lock it. Now." Garrett's moving. I hear the deadbolt slide home. The chain catch. Good. But LeBlanc's not walking to the door. He's walking into the yard. Into that black water. He's moving slow but steady, like he's got all the time in the world, and he's heading for the crawl space under the house. What the fuck is he doing? Garrett's voice is too loud. "Shuh. I don't know." We're watching from the window. LeBlanc reaches the house, gets down on his hands and knees in that black water, and then he crawls under, into the crawl space, where it's dark and flooded, and where no living person would go. Your crawl space. It got vents. 4 of them. Standard metal grates. Why? Block them. Now. Plywood, cardboard, trash bags, I don't care. Block every opening to the crawl space. Bo, what's happening? I don't know, but we're not letting whatever's under this house get inside. My phone's ringing. Unknown number. Local area code. I answer. This is Dr. A. Bear from Terrebonne General. Woman's voice. Tired. Real tired. I'm calling residents in your area with an urgent health advisory. Are you in a safe location? Define safe. Elevated structure, away from standing water. I need to inform you that we're experiencing an outbreak of a waterborne pathogen. Unknown bacterial agent. Transmitted through contact with floodwater, particularly in areas with exposed swamp sediment. Symptoms begin with dermal degradation and progress to complete tissue liquefaction. Advanced cases show, she pauses. I hear voices in the background. Shouting. Advanced cases show loss of consciousness followed by ambulatory behavior despite apparent death of higher brain function. You're saying people are dying and then walking around. I'm saying we don't understand the mechanism, but yes. Affected individuals remain mobile. They're drawn to water sources, to other people, and any contact with fluids from affected individuals can spread the infection. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Yeah, I understand. Parish Emergency Management is setting up a shelter at the high school on Highway 24. It's on elevated ground, reinforced structure. We're advising all residents to evacuate low-lying areas immediately. Do not travel through flooded zones on foot. If you have to travel, stay in your vehicle with windows closed. Do not stop for anyone walking on the road. Do you understand? My sister-in-law, she's got symptoms. Her hand. How long ago did symptoms begin? 8 hours. Maybe 9 now. Silence on the line. Too long. Doctor? The progression varies by exposure level and contact area. Hand contact. She is maybe 12 to 18 hours before the infection reaches vital organs. After that, another pause. I'm sorry. We don't have treatment. We don't even know what this is yet. Samples are being sent to CDC, but that takes time. Right now all we can do is quarantine, contain, and pray this burns itself out before. Someone screaming in the background. The doctor's saying something, but not to me. To someone there. The line goes dead. I'm looking at Garrett. At Nicole in the bathroom doorway. She's heard everything. Of course she has. The house isn't big enough for secrets. 12 to 18 hours, she says. Flat voice. The voice people use when they're trying not to cry. Okay then. That's enough time to get Landry somewhere safe. To get you two somewhere safe. We're not leaving you, Garrett says. Yes, you are. You're taking your son, and you're going to that shelter, and... I'm not leaving you. The house shifts. Just slightly. A creak in the floor joists. The kind of movement you get when something heavy moves underneath. In the crawl space, we all freeze. All three of us looking down at the floor. Another creak. Something's moving under us. Something's moving through the flooded crawl space where Etienne LeBlanc crawled in. Beau, Garrett whispers. What do we do? I'm thinking about the doctor's words. Drawn to water sources. To other people. I'm thinking about LeBlanc crawling under the house. About the footprints filling with black ooze. About the bubbling water under the Thibodeau place. We get out, I say. We get out right now. We get to the truck and we drive to that shelter and we... The floor vent in the corner. The heating vent. Black fluid is bubbling up through the grate, oozing onto the floorboards. Spreading. Go. Out the front door. Now. We're moving. Garrett's got Nicole's arm. I'm in front. Opening the door. The elevated walkway to the road. 20 feet. That's all we need. 20 feet, and we're at the truck where Landry's waiting, and then we can. There are people in the yard. Not people. Things that used to be people. 6 of them. Standing in the black water. I recognize faces. Mrs. Arsenault from 3 houses down. The Broussard boy. His mother. Others I don't know. All of them with that gray skin. That black fluid dripping from their mouths. Their eyes open and empty. They're not moving. Not yet. Just standing there in the flooded yard. Between us and the truck where my nephew is sitting. And the horn. The truck horn. 3 blasts. Warning. But it's too late for warnings. Back inside, I'm saying. But Garrett's not moving. He's staring at Mrs. Arsenault. At the woman who brought us king cake every Mardi Gras since we were kids. That's not, she died. 2 days ago. Heart attack. I went to the funeral home. I saw her. That's not her anymore. Inside. Now. We're backing through the door. I'm pulling it shut. The deadbolt. The chain. Like those will do anything against 6 of them. Against whatever they are now. Through the window I'm watching. They're moving. Slow. So slow. But they're moving toward the house. Toward the elevated walkway. And where their feet touch the black water, the water ripples. Spreads. Like they're part of it now. Like the water and the rot and them are all the same thing. The crawl space, Nicole says. She's leaning against Garrett. Her face is worse now. Grayer. LeBlanc's under there. He's going to come up through the vents. Plywood. Garage. Go. I'm pointing at Garrett. Block those vents. I'll watch the door. What about Landry? He's in the truck. He's in the truck. Doors locked. Windows up. He's safer than us right now. Move. Garrett's moving. Into the garage. I hear him throwing things around. looking for wood, for something to block the vents. Good. That's good. But I'm looking at Nicole, at her hand. The black fluid is dripping steady now, pooling on the floor. And where it pools, the linoleum is bubbling, blistering, like acid but slower. How you feeling? Stupid question, but I don't know what else to say. Cold, really cold, and tired. She's sitting on the couch now. Bo, I need you to promise me something. Don't. Promise me. When I become like them, you don't let me near Landry. You don't let me near Garrett. You do what needs doing. You're not. I'm liquefying, Bo. My hand's gone. I can feel it spreading. Up my arm. Into my shoulder. It's cold and it doesn't hurt, and in 12 hours I'm going to be one of those things in the yard. Her voice cracks. Promise me. I can't. I can't promise that. Because Nicole makes gumbo like our Mimir, and she laughs at Garrett's stupid jokes, and she's family. You don't do that to family. But I'm looking at her hand, at the black fluid spreading up her forearm now. Under the skin. I can see it. Dark veins. Black veins spreading like tree roots. I promise, I hear myself say. Garrett's back with plywood. 3 sheets of half-inch OSB left over from when he built the shed. He's got a cordless drill and deck screws. Help me with this. We're blocking vents. Working fast. The first vent in the living room. I'm holding the plywood while Garrett drills. 8 screws. Good penetration into the wall studs. Solid work. But under the plywood I can hear sounds. Scraping. Movement. Something under the house moving through that black water. Second vent in the hallway. Same thing. 8 screws. But this time when we pull away I see black fluid seeping around the edges. Coming through the gap between plywood and wall. Oozing down. It's coming through, Garrett says. Keep blocking. We just need time. Enough time to figure out. My phone. Text from Landry. They're at the truck. I'm at the front window. The 6 in the yard, they've split up. 3 are moving toward the truck. Slow but steady. Their feet making those footprints that fill with bubbling black rot. Landry's in the driver's seat. He's looking at me through the windshield. Even from here I can see he's scared. He's 17 and he's scared, and there are 3 dead people walking toward him through flooded black water. I have to go get him, I say. You go out there, you're dead. Garrett's voice is flat. That water. You step in it, you're infected. You saw what it did to Nicole. He's your son. You think I don't know that? You think I don't want to? He stops. Takes a breath. The truck. He's got the keys. Yeah, they're in the ignition. Then he can drive. He can get to the shelter. He knows how to drive. I taught him in the parking lot at. He doesn't have a license. He's 17. Jesus Christ, Bo, we're past licenses. Tell him to drive. Tell him to go to that shelter on Highway 24. Tell him we'll meet him there. I'm texting. Start the truck. Drive to the shelter. Do not get out. Do not stop for anyone. Go now. 3 dots. He's typing back. Then what about you? We're coming. Different route. Go. I watch through the window. The truck engine starts. The 3 things in the yard, they hear it. Their heads turn. Not smooth like living people. Jerky. Wrong. And they start moving faster. Not running. Just faster walking. Toward the truck. Landry's putting it in reverse. Good. Smart kid. Backing up instead of trying to turn around. The truck's rear tires hit the blacktop. He's clear of the water. He's shifting to drive. He's going. 2 of them try to follow. Try to walk after the truck. But Landry's accelerating. My F-250 with the bad transmission that I keep meaning to fix. It's pulling away. Taillights disappearing down Route 665. He's safe. He's going to be safe. The 3rd one, Mrs. Arsenault, she's not following the truck. She's turning back toward the house. Toward us. 3rd vent, Garrett says. Bedroom. We're moving. But I'm seeing black fluid coming under the front door now. Seeping through the weather stripping. The door I just installed last month. Good seal. Or I thought it was a good seal. But this stuff is finding ways through. Finding cracks. Gaps. The bedroom vent. Garrett's drilling. I'm holding the plywood. And I'm looking at Nicole through the doorway. She's still on the couch. But she's not sitting anymore. She's slumped. Her skin's gone completely gray. That black fluid running from her nose now. From her eyes. Like she's crying oil. Garrett, I say. He looks. Sees his wife. The drill falls from his hand. Hits the floor. He's moving toward her. Nicole. Nicole, stay with me. Don't touch her. I'm grabbing his arm. The fluid. You touch that fluid, you're infected. That's my wife. I know it is. But she's. Nicole stands up. Not like a person standing. Like something being pulled up by strings. Her joints moving wrong. Her head lolling. The black fluids pouring from her now. From her mouth. Her ears. Every opening. Pooling on the floor around her feet. She takes a step. Toward Garrett. Toward us. Nicole. Garrett's voice breaks. Baby, it's me. It's Garrett. You know me. You know. She takes another step. Her eyes are open, but there's nothing behind them. Nothing human. Just empty gray. We have to go, I'm saying. Garrett, we have to go right now. I can't leave her. I can't. She's already gone. I'm pulling him back toward the garage. We go out through the garage, into the backyard. We stay on elevated ground. We get to the road, the fourth vent, the one we didn't block. In the bathroom. I hear it, the grate falling, metal hitting tile, and then that scraping sound, something pulling itself up through the vent, something pulling itself into the house. Etienne LeBlanc, crawling out of the bathroom, covered in black muck, that fluid dripping from his mouth, his work clothes soaked through. He's on his hands and knees, looking at us, not seeing us, looking through us. We're trapped. Nicole in front, LeBlanc behind, black fluid seeping under the front door, coming through the gaps in the plywood we just screwed over the vents. The garage, I say. We go through the garage, out the side door. We run. Where? Where do we run to? The whole parish is flooding. The whole. The high school. Highway 24. That's elevated ground. Reinforced structure. That's where we go. That's 8 miles. Through flooded roads. Past God knows how many of those things. You got a better idea? He doesn't. Of course he doesn't. Because there is no better idea. There's just survival. Just getting from here to there and hoping that's enough. Nicole's moving closer. Her feet leaving black footprints on the floor. Each print bubbling. Filling. LeBlanc standing up now. Shambling toward us from the hallway. Garage. Now. We're running. Through the door into the garage. Garrett's boat trailer. His toolboxes. His fishing rods. All the normal things from before the world turned to black water and walking corpses. I'm hitting the garage door opener. The door's rising. Slow. Too slow. And outside I can see more of them. Coming across the yard. Coming through the black water. 7. 8. More. All of them moving toward the house. The boat, Garrett says. We take the boat. He's got a 16-foot flat-bottom aluminum boat on the trailer. Yamaha 40-horse motor. It's registered. It's legal. It runs. It might be the only thing that can get us out of here without touching that water. Hook it to. I stop. We don't have a truck. Landry's got my truck. Then we leave it. We go on foot. Through the backyards. Staying on elevated ground. Staying out of the water. With all those things between us and the highway, you got a better idea? He's throwing it back at me. And I don't. I don't have a better idea. Behind us. Inside the house. I hear Nicole. Not words. Just sounds. Wet sounds. Gargling. And footsteps. Multiple footsteps. They're inside. All of them. Coming through the front door that's seeping black fluid. Coming through the vents. Coming up from the crawl space. We go, I say. We go now and we figure out the rest later. We're running into the backyard. The grass is flooded. Black water ankle deep. But there's a path. The wooden walkway Garrett built to the tool shed. Elevated. 6 inches above the water. Not much, but it's something. We're on the walkway. Running. And behind us I hear them coming. Coming through the garage. Coming after us. Slow but steady. Relentless. The shed. 20 feet. 15. 10. We're going to make it. We're going to. The walkway shifts under my foot. One board. Rotted through. It breaks. My leg goes down. Into the water. Into that black liquid that's not water anymore. It's cold. So cold. And where it touches my jeans I can feel it soaking through. Seeping in. Finding skin. Garrett's pulling me up. Pulling me out. Did it touch you? Did it get on your skin? I'm looking at my leg. My jeans are soaked. Black stains spreading. And underneath I can feel it. That cold. That wrong cold. Yeah, I say. Yeah, it touched me. How bad? Garrett's asking, but he's not looking at my leg. He's looking at the shed. At the door. at our only shelter between here and the highway. I don't know. It's soaked through. I felt it on my skin. I'm pulling up my jeans. The denim's heavy with that black fluid. My calf. There's already a rash. Red. Angry. Hot to the touch, even though the water was cold. 12 to 18 hours, Garrett says. That's what the doctor said. You got time. Nicole had 8. She's gone in 8. I'm doing math. Math I don't want to do. Maybe 6 hours. Maybe less depending on how much got on me. Behind us, the things that used to be our neighbors are coming through the garage. 8 of them now. 9. I see Nicole at the front, still wearing her yellow dish gloves. The gloves we used to try to protect her. They're soaked black now. Dripping. The shed, I say. Get inside. Garrett's already at the door. It's padlocked. Master lock number 3. The combination is, hell, what's the combination? I set this lock. I'm the one who bought it at the Home Depot in Homa 3 years ago. The combination is something easy. Something I could remember. Birthday? No. Address? Open the damn lock. My hands are shaking. The cold's already spreading up my leg. Into my knee. The rash is blistering. I can feel fluid building under the skin. I'm trying. The combination. Break it. Use a rock. Use something. There's a cinder block by the shed. Left over from when Garrett poured the foundation. I'm grabbing it. Smashing it down on the lock. Once. Twice. The hasp bends. Third hit and it breaks free. We're inside. Garrett's slamming the door. There's no lock on the inside. Just a door. Just a wooden door with a standard knob, and those things are 20 feet away and closing. The shed's maybe 10 by 12. Garrett's riding mower. Gas cans. Garden tools. Bags of fertilizer stacked against the back wall. One window. Dirty glass. I can see through it to the backyard. To more of them coming. They're everywhere now. Coming across the yards. Through the black water. Coming from the direction of the bayou. We're trapped, Garrett says. We're trapped in a goddamn garden shed. There's a window. We go through the window. Into the Melancons' yard. Their house is on stilts. 8-foot elevation. We get up there. The Melancons evacuated yesterday. House is empty. Even better. We get up there. We barricade. We wait this out. Wait it out. Bo, you're infected. In 6 hours, you're going to be one of them. And I'm going to be here watching you turn into, his voice breaks. I already watched Nicole. I can't. You can. You will. Because Landry needs you. He's at that shelter waiting for his dad, and you're going to get there. You're going to. Something hits the shed door. Heavy impact. The whole structure shakes. Another impact. They're trying to get in, using their bodies as battering rams. Dead weight against wood. The window. Now. I'm at the window. It's a slider. Aluminum frame. Stuck. Painted shut probably. I'm hitting it with my palm. Once. Twice. The frame bends. The glass cracks, but it's opening. Sliding open. Outside the window, 2 feet to the ground. The Melancons' yard. Their house 50 feet away. White vinyl siding. Elevated on pressure-treated posts. Stairs going up to the front door. I can see the stairs. I can see safety. I can also see 4 of them between here and there. Go, I tell Garrett. I'm right behind you. You first. You're infected. You go slower. I need to. I'm going last because if I don't make it, I don't want you coming back for me. Understand? You go. You get to that house. You get to safety. That's an order. You're not my boss. I'm your older brother, and I'm telling you go. He goes. Through the window. Landing in the grass outside. The grass is dry here. No flooding. The Melancons' property slopes up. Higher elevation. That's why their house isn't flooded. That's why we need to get there. The shed door's splintering. They're breaking through. I can see hands coming through the gap. Gray hands. Black fluid dripping from the fingers. I'm going through the window. My leg catches on the frame. Pain shoots up from the infected area. Hot pain now. Not cold anymore. The infection's progressing. Changing. I land in the grass. Garrett's pulling me up. Run, he says. We're running. 50 feet. The 4 of them see us. Turn toward us. They're between us and the stairs. Between us and safety. The posts, I say. Under the house. We go under. We climb up through the access hatch. We're changing direction. Running for the crawl space under the Melancon house. And I'm thinking about Etienne LeBlanc crawling under Garrett's house. About how these things are drawn to crawl spaces. to dark, wet places. But there's no water here. The ground's dry. Maybe we have a chance. Under the house. It's dark. Dry. I can hear Garrett breathing heavy beside me. My legs throbbing. The rash is spread to my thigh. I can feel blisters forming. Popping. That cold fluid leaking down my leg inside my jeans. The hatch, Garrett whispers. Where's the access hatch? I'm looking up. At the floor joists. At the plywood subfloor. There, a square cut into the floor. 2 by 2. The access panel for plumbing. I'm pushing up on it. It's not locked. It lifts. You first, I say. Garrett's climbing, pulling himself up through the hatch. His legs disappearing into the house above. Then his hand reaching back down. Come on. I'm jumping, grabbing his hand. He's pulling. I'm scrambling with my feet against the foundation posts. Up, through the hatch, into the Melanchon's kitchen. The house is empty, evacuated like Garrett said, but the power's still on. The AC's running. The air inside is cool and dry and clean. No rot smell, no swamp smell, just normal house smell. Artificial vanilla from a plug-in air freshener. We're both on the floor, breathing hard. Garrett's looking at my leg. Let me see it. I roll up my jeans. The rash is spread from my ankle to my hip. The skin's blistering, breaking, that black fluid weeping out. And underneath, I can see it happening. The skin's not just damaged. It's liquefying, turning from solid flesh into that thick black slurry. 6 hours, Garrett says. Maybe less. Bo, what do we do? I'm thinking about Nicole, about her hand, about how it spread up her arm, into her shoulder, into her core. I'm thinking about how she stood up even after she was gone, how she walked toward us with nothing behind her eyes. You have a choice to make, I hear myself say, and you're not going to like either option. What choice? Option 1, you stay here with me. You watch me turn. When I turn, you do what needs doing. Then you try to get to that shelter alone. 8 miles through infected territory. Or you leave now, while I'm still me, while I can still think. You go out that front door and you run. You stay on elevated ground. You stay out of the water. You get to Highway 24. You get to Landry. And you? I stay here. I wait. When the infection takes me, I'm trapped in this house. I can't get out. Can't hurt anyone. I just end. Garrett's crying. My little brother. The big guy who works road crew and lifts 100-pound bags like they're nothing. He's crying. I can't leave you. Not like this. You can. You have to. Because one of us needs to get to Landry. One of us needs to make sure he knows what happened. Needs to make sure he's okay. There has to be another way. There has to be. There's not. This is it. This is the choice. I'm looking at him. At my brother. You staying doesn't save me. It just kills you too. You going gives Landry his dad. Gives him someone. He's not moving. Just sitting there on the Melanchon's kitchen floor. Looking at my leg. At the infection spreading. Outside I can hear them. Scratching at the siding. At the posts. Trying to find a way up. They know we're here. They can sense us somehow. Living flesh. Warm flesh. Everything they're not anymore. Garrett. Look at me. He looks. I need you to promise me something. When you get to Landry. When you're safe. You tell him his Uncle Bo loved him. You tell him I tried. You tell him, my voice is shaking now. You tell him it was quick. You tell him I didn't suffer. Even if that's a lie. You tell him that. Bo. Promise me. I promise. He's standing up. But I'm not leaving yet. You said 6 hours. Maybe less. That means I got time. We got time to figure something else out. There's nothing to figure out. Maybe the CDC has something. Maybe they've got treatment. A cure. Something. The doctor said there's no treatment. She said they were sending samples. That takes time. Maybe they've figured it out by now. Maybe. My phone. It's buzzing in my pocket. I pull it out. Text message. Unknown number. Parish emergency alert. Highway 24 shelter compromised. Water contamination detected in foundation. All residents redirect to Homa Civic Center. Interstate 90 access only. Avoid all local roads. Garrett's reading over my shoulder. The shelter's compromised. The place where Landry is. Where we told him to go. He's in the truck. He's got gas. He can get to Homa. He can. Interstate 90's flooded. Has been for 2 days. Everyone knows that. If he tries to get to Homa, he's going through 20 miles of contaminated water. We're looking at each other. both of us understanding what this means. Landry's at a compromised shelter. The only evacuation route is through flooded roads, through infection, through death. We have to warn him, Garrett says. We have to tell him to stay in the truck, to keep the windows up, to not let anyone in no matter what. I'm calling. Landry's phone. It's ringing. Ringing. Voicemail. I'm calling again. Same thing. Voicemail. He's not answering, I say. Try texting. Maybe he can't hear the phone. Maybe. I'm texting, shelter compromised. Stay in truck. Do not get out. Do not let anyone in. Stay in truck. The message shows delivered. Read receipt shows he's seen it. 3 dots. He's typing. Then, too late, Uncle Bo. Him in the shelter. There's a lot of people here. Something's wrong with some of them. Their skin. Uncle Bo, what do I do? The phone falls from my hand. Hits the floor. The screen cracks, but I can still see the message. Still see those words. Garrett picks it up. Reads it. The color drains from his face. No, he whispers. No, 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 no. He's typing. Hands shaking so bad he keeps hitting wrong letters. Deleting. Retyping, get out. Get back to the truck. Run. Run now. Delivered. Read. No response. We're waiting. Both of us staring at the cracked phone screen. Waiting for those 3 dots. For any sign that Landry's okay. That he's running. That he's getting out. Nothing. 30 seconds. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Garrett's calling. Voicemail. He's calling again. Voicemail. We have to go, he says. We have to get to him. We have to. Highway 24's 8 miles. You go on foot through infected territory, you're dead before you get halfway. I don't care. That's my son. His voice breaks completely. My boy's in that shelter and something's wrong, and I sent him there. I told him to go there. I told him he'd be safe. I'm looking at my leg, at the infection that's spread to my hip now, moving up my side, into my ribs. I can feel it in my lungs. That cold, getting harder to breathe. Maybe I don't have 6 hours. Maybe I have 2. Maybe less. And I'm thinking about Landry, 17 years old, at a compromised shelter, surrounded by infected, not answering his phone. There's a third option, I say. What? I'm infected. I'm turning. In a few hours, I'm going to be one of them. I'm standing up. My leg barely holds my weight, but I force it. They don't attack each other. You saw. They walk right past each other. They're only interested in the living. What are you saying? I'm saying when I turn, I can walk through them. I can walk 8 miles through infected territory and nothing's going to stop me. Because I'll be one of them. That's insane. And when I get there, if there's anything left of me that remembers, I'll find Landry. I stop. Because I don't know what happens after that. Don't know if there'll be anything left of me that can help him. That can save him. You're talking about letting yourself turn into one of those things. I'm already turning. This is just using it. Making it count for something. Garrett's looking at me. At his older brother. The one who taught him how to frame a wall. How to wire a light switch. How to change the oil in his truck. And I'm looking back at him. At my little brother, who I've spent 22 years trying to protect. I can't ask you to do that, he says. You're not asking. I'm telling you this is what's happening. I'm moving toward the door. Toward the front door of the Melankin house. You're staying here. You're staying alive. When this is over, when the CDC figures this out or it burns itself out or whatever happens, you survive. You tell people what happened. You tell them about Nicole. About me. About all of us. Bull. And if I find Landry, if there's anything left of me that can still think, still remember, I'm bringing him back to you. I swear to God, Garrett, I'm bringing your boy back. I'm opening the door. The things in the yard, they see me. Turn toward me. Start moving. Behind me, Garrett's saying something. Saying my name. But I'm already walking down the stairs. Into the yard. Toward them. They're reaching for me. Those gray hands. Black fluid dripping. And I'm waiting. Waiting for them to grab me. To tear me apart like they would any living person. But they don't. They get close. 6 inches. 3 inches. Their hands almost touching my skin. And then they stop. They can smell it on me. The infection. The rot. I'm not prey anymore. I'm becoming one of them. They turn away. Back to scratching at the Melankin house. Looking for the living man still inside. Looking for Garrett. I'm walking. Through the yard. Through the black water that doesn't matter anymore because I'm already infected. Already dead. Just haven't stopped moving yet. Highway 24, 8 miles east, where my nephew is trapped in a shelter with infected people and failing skin and black rot spreading through water lines. I'm walking, and with each step I can feel more of myself slipping away, the cold spreading, into my chest, into my arms, into my neck. Soon it'll reach my brain. Soon I'll be gone. But not yet. Not yet. I'm still me. Still Bo. Still the contractor who spent 22 years fixing houses in the bayou. Still the uncle who taught Landry how to use a drill. I'm still me. For now. Garrett watches from the Melancon's window. Watches his brother walk down the driveway. Into the black water. Past the infected standing in the yard. They don't touch him. They turn away. They know. Bo's walking east. Toward Highway 24. Toward the shelter. Toward Landry. His gait's already changing. Stiffening. The infection spreading through his joints. His nervous system. Garrett wants to call out. Wants to stop him. Wants to run after him and drag him back and lock him in the house and find some way, any way, to fix this. But there's no fixing this. There never was. His brother disappears around the bend in the road, walking with the others. One of them now. Garrett slides down the wall. Sits on the Melancon's clean kitchen floor. In their empty evacuated house. Alone. He doesn't cry. Can't. The tears won't come. There's just emptiness. Cold emptiness where his family used to be. His wife is gone. His son is trapped at a contaminated shelter. His brother is walking into infection as a corpse that still moves. Garrett pulls out his phone. Tries Landry one more time. Voicemail. He sits there on the floor. In the empty house. Listening to the infected scratching at the pilings outside. Listening to the rain starting again. Listening to nothing. He sits there for a long time. 3 weeks after the outbreak. Maybe 4. I stopped counting days. I'm Garrett Thibodeau. I'm alive. That's more than I can say for most of Terrebonne Parish. The CDC set up a quarantine perimeter around the affected zones. 23 parishes now. Started in Terrebonne and Lafourche, spread north through the floodplains. Anywhere the water sat stagnant after the rainfall, the bacteria activated. That's what they're calling it. Anaerobic bacteria. From deep sediment. Released by unprecedented flooding. They don't have a cure. They have explanations. Scientific papers. Quarantine protocols. But no cure. I'm working with the evacuation crews now. Lake Charles staging area. We go in with trucks, pull out survivors, bring them north to the safe zones. It's volunteer work. They don't pay. But I can't sit still. Can't just wait in a shelter knowing people are still trapped in there. My son Landry. He's gone. The shelter on Highway 24 was compromised. Foundation contamination. Everyone who drank the water. The CDC found bodies. Lots of bodies. His wasn't one of them. That means he turned. That means he's walking around in there somewhere. Gray-skinned and dripping black rot like all the others. My wife Nicole. She's gone too. Turned in our house. I watched it happen. Watched her skin liquefy. Watched her stand up even after she was dead. I left her there. Had to. She would have killed me. Would have infected me. My brother Bo. He got infected trying to save Landry. Fell through a rotted board on my walkway. The walkway I built last summer. Should have used better lumber, but I went cheap, and the water got on his skin. He walked into the infection zone trying to reach my boy. Trying to bring him back. I don't know if he made it to the shelter. Don't know if he found Landry. Don't know anything except he walked east, and he's not coming back. The CDC says the infected are drawn to water sources. To the deep bayou. To the mire where the bacteria originated. They congregate there. Thousands of them now. Standing in black water. Not moving. Not doing anything. Just standing. They tried airstrikes. Fire. Chemical dispersal. Nothing works. The bacteria survives everything. Spreads through the smoke. Through the runoff. Through the groundwater. So now they're just containing it. Building barriers. Maintaining the quarantine perimeter. Hoping it doesn't spread beyond the floodplains. Hoping the bacteria can't survive on dry ground. I go out with the trucks 3 times a week. We drive Route 90 to the perimeter. Then we go in on foot. Elevated walkways mostly. Staying out of the water. Looking for survivors holed up in attic spaces. On rooftops. Anywhere above the flooding. Yesterday we found a woman in Homa. Barricaded in a second-floor apartment. She'd been there 19 days. No food left. Drinking rainwater collected in pots. She said the infected walked past her building every day. Heading east. toward the bayou. She said there were hundreds, maybe thousands. We got her out, got her to the safe zone. She's in medical now. They're checking for exposure, for early symptoms, the skin rash, the blisters, the cold that spreads up from contact points. I see infected every time we go in. They don't attack anymore, not unless you're actively fleeing. Then they chase. But if you move slow, stay quiet, they mostly ignore you. They're focused on getting to the water, to the deep swamp. I saw someone who looked like Bo 2 days ago. Same build, same gait, gray-skinned, black fluid dripping from the mouth, walking east with a group of 20 others. Could have been him. Probably wasn't. Hard to tell anymore. They all look the same once the rot takes over. I didn't call out, didn't try to get closer. What would be the point? He's gone. Even if that was him, Bo's gone. What's left is just infected tissue. Just bacteria piloting a corpse. The evacuation crews. We don't talk much. Most of us lost family, lost homes, lost everything. We just drive the trucks, pull out survivors, bring them north, do it again the next day. There's a kid on my crew, Jimmy Hebert, 19, lost his parents and 2 sisters. He doesn't talk at all anymore, just drives, just works. His hands shake when we stop for breaks. I understand that. I understand just moving, just working. Because if you stop, if you sit still, you start thinking about what you lost, about who you lost, about how you told your son to go to that shelter, how you promised him he'd be safe there. I told Landry he'd be safe. I told him we'd meet him there. I lied. Didn't mean to. Didn't know the shelter was compromised. Didn't know the water supply was contaminated. But I still lied. Still sent my boy to die. The CDC says the outbreak is contained. Says it's stable. Says as long as people stay out of the affected zones, stay away from the water, the infection won't spread beyond the quarantine perimeter. I don't believe them. I saw how fast it spread through our neighborhood, through the parish, through 23 parishes in 3 weeks. Nothing that aggressive just stops. Nothing that virulent just stays contained. They're wrong, or they're lying. Either way, this isn't over. I keep working, keep driving the trucks, keep pulling people out, because it's the only thing I can do, the only thing that matters. My brother walked into the infection zone trying to save my son, sacrificed himself, turned himself into one of those things. I don't know if he succeeded, don't know if he found Landry, don't know if any of it mattered. All I know is I'm still here, still alive, still working, and every night I dream about black water, about footprints filling with rot, about my wife's gray skin and my brother walking east and my son sitting in that shelter with his phone in his hand and nobody coming to help him. Every night I wake up and the dreams don't stop because they're not dreams. They're memories, and memories don't heal. They don't fade. They just sit there, in your chest, in your throat, heavy and cold and permanent. I'm Garrett Thibodeau. I survived the Louisiana Mire rot. That's not a victory. That's just what I have to live with now.